If it wasn't an old body, it could only be.
What's wrong, Shuichi? Who did Kaito switch places with?
Maki, I think I missed something very important here.
What?
Something important?
If I have the timeline right, there were only 2 people in the hangar at the time. Which means that something had to have been decided before. I have to pin that down. I can't let anything escape me this time. God! It's video camera. Oh no, victim. Okay. Means the coat. Need a T. Where's a T? Thank you. I cannot believe it took me so long to figure out I could just do this. Y'all are probably screaming at me in the comments. Victim... H? I don't know... Oh! Okay, I get what it's saying. The victim helped. So he helped. Interesting.
I see now.
I don't think I see.
I can't believe I overlooked this. What do you mean? There were only 2 people in the hangar at the time the bodies were swapped. Which means they were working together.
Huh? Working together?
The only 2 people involved in the swap were the victim and the culprit.
That is curious.
The culprit was operating the camera and the hydraulic press, while the victim lay inside. If they switched places while the press and the camera were stopped...
But wait, why would he willingly let him kill him? That doesn't make sense.
Then the person who turned the camera and the press back on was the original victim. To put it simply, both people operated the press and camera at different times. An impossible trick, unless the victim and culprit agreed to cooperate beforehand.
What were you up to,
Victim and
Kokichi?
culprit cooperated? Is that even possible?
It sounds bizarre, but perhaps that was the whole point. Commit a crime that was so confusing, even Monokuma would be tricked.
Ah.
Jeez, this culprit's a real jerk.
Shut up.
So, have you realized who done it yet?
Give me a minute. The culprit of the case. My detective work hasn't failed me. The culprit is inside that exisal. It can only be them. Indeed.
The apparent victim we saw in the video was Kaito. which means Kokichi was operating the hydraulic press and camera at first. If the two of them switched while the press was stopped, then the culprit who started the hydraulic press again and crushed Kokichi
Still don't see why he would just agree to do that.
must be Kaito.
Did Kokichi just have a death wish or what?
So, the person inside that exosome isn't Kokichi.
Nope.
It has to be Kaito.
What did you say?
So the culprit for this case is Kaito Momota. That is what the ultimate detective has deduced, right?
Right.
Kaito is the culprit? What? You're joking, right? You can't be serious.
I hate to say it, but that's the only possibility.
I don't want to believe it either, but it's the only way any of this makes sense. My detective work has led me to the conclusion that Kaito is the culprit.
I spent all my tears in the last case. I don't think I have any for this one.
Is that true? Is Kaito really in there?
I don't know, Kaido. Are you?
Hey, answer us! If you really are Kaito, then...
I'm the culprit.
What?
There's just no way that Kaito can still be alive.
You're protecting him.
Because I'm the culprit.
No, you're not.
Wait, you? But didn't you say...
I saw it with my own eyes. Kokichi drank the antidote that he stole from Kaito. There's no doubt Kaito died. And he died because of my poison arrow.
But you told us you didn't want to kill Kaito.
Yes, I never wanted to. I wanted to believe that I didn't kill him. But the truth speaks differently. In the end, I was just running away from the facts.
Huh? I don't understand.
Well then. Maki, are you trying to protect Kaito? If he's the culprit, you're trying to help him get away?
There was only one antidote, so it's more likely he died from my poison arrow. This is the truth.
It's not decided yet. I could have still killed him with the hydraulic press. Either way, those are the two options. Monokuma knows the answer, right?
Huh? Are those the only options?
I guess that's how things turned out.
No, that can't be. The person in that exosol is...
It's not Kaito! I saw Kokichi drink the antidote! There's no mistake. Kaito is dead. I killed Kaito.
No, you didn't, honey.
There is absolutely no doubt. That's the truth.
Maybe she just thinks she did. Ah, I thought so. Maki is trying to protect Kaito. I understand how she feels, but if Kaito is the culprit, why did he agree to Kokichi's plan? I can't imagine that Kaito would do something so selfish. There must be a reason for it. I truly believe that. But I have to get to the bottom of this before I can uncover that truth.
But Maki, you don't know for certain that Kokichi drank the antidote.
What?
You saw him drink it right in front of you, but you couldn't confirm he actually did it. So maybe there's another possibility.
What are you talking about? Impossible. That's impossible. There is no other possibility. I killed Kaito!
Oh no!
I killed
Oh
Kaito!
boy, my favorite section.
You're the one who's wrong. He died from my poison arrow. There's no other possibility. What do you know? I killed Kaito! You're the one who's wrong. He died from my
I'm never gonna
arrow.
get these holds.
There's no other possibility. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm telling you, this is the truth. But you keep getting in the way. You're so goddamn annoying. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm telling you,
God.
this is the truth. But you keep getting in the way. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong. I'm sorry I kept quiet till now. I wanted to believe I didn't kill him. But I won't
Am I finally getting it?
Anymore.
Nope, no I'm not.
Because
Shit!
I know what I saw. I was at the scene. So I know
Fuck.
I'm not wrong. I'm
Ah.
sorry I kept quiet till now. I
Ah!
wanted to believe I didn't kill him. But I won't run away from the truth.
Ah!
Because I know what I saw. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong. I'm sorry I kept quiet till now. I wanted to believe I didn't kill him. But I saw Kokichi drink the antidote.
It ends here!
He pretended!
Kokichi just pretended to drink the antidote. He didn't actually drink it.
He pretended to drink it?
Drinking the antidote was part of his lie. Maki could only see so much through the window. She didn't confirm I believe that Kokichi knew this and just pretended to drink the antidote. After Maki left, he gave the antidote to Kaito. There's a strong possibility that all of this was done to make Kaito cooperate.
Make him cooperate?
The swapping trick required the victim and culprit to work together. Kaito's cooperation was essential to Kokichi's plan. However, I don't think Kokichi would be able to sway Kaito easily. He needed leverage. He gave Kaito the antidote in exchange for his cooperation.
Ah, I'm starting to get it.
In exchange for his own life, you mean?
Kaito had no choice. He had to cooperate after Kokichi saved his life. That's just Kaito's character, and Kokichi knew that. He swallowed his pride with the antidote and agreed to participate in Kokichi's plan.
But didn't Kokichi make this plan? What good is it for him if he's dead?
I imagine this was all part of Kokichi's plan to confuse us.
Or he just really wanted Monokuma to lose, somehow.
You wouldn't think that someone would plan their own murder.
He went so far as to give up his life, just to create this mystery?
Yeah, it sounds like him, actually.
Only Kokichi could think of something so nefarious. Who else would agree to die just to execute their plan?
Crazy. Why would he go that far?
I bet Kokichi was determined to beat me at my own game, no matter what.
Yep, I see.
But too bad! Shuichi figured out the truth!
Truth? Are you sure it's not delusion?
Delusion?
A delusion completely off the mark. To make you think that I died.
You can drop the fake voice act, Kaido.
But who cares what you guys think? This is between me and Monokuma. I don't give a crap if the extras in this game get it right or not.
Extras?
I'm fine with being an extra.
Huh? Why?
If we're just extras, then even if we get it wrong, we won't get killed.
No, I'd still kill you all. Don't put Kokichi's words in my mouth.
But why? You are being so friendly with us.
Boy, you're just a sucker, aren't you, Himiko?
If Monokuma gets it right, then he takes everyone's lives, yeah? But if Monokuma gets it wrong, then he'd have no right to take everyone's lives. If Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is, then this killing game can't function anymore.
Can't function anymore.
Kaito, I believe in you.
Me too. If you're cooperating with this plan, you must have a reason. To determine that reason, I need to reveal the truth!
I still think Kaito is the culprit. Thinking of it that way makes all the pieces fit. I will show you the truth. The truth you can't deny.
Let's close this up. I think I got it. Ah, shit. Ah! Come on. Oh, I'm just being stupid. I pretty much know how this went down. Yep, he gave Kaido the antidote. He faked it. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this one was trying to be confusing as heck, but I gotta say, I kind of got it pretty quickly. I wasn't sure, but I had my suspicions. Yeah, I'm just getting sloppy here. I know what's up. Wow. Yeah, so when Kokichi saw that happened, he figured I better do something. This is my chance.
This is the truth of the case! Let's go over the trick that Kokichi and the culprit created together. Last night, Kibo saw Himiko from the window of his lab. She was carrying a black case and heading to the Exisal hangar. When she reached the hangar, she handed the case to someone through the bathroom window. That someone is the culprit of this case. Locked in the bathroom, the culprit had asked Himiko to bring them a certain weapon. A disassembled crossbow from MAKI's lab. The culprit was going to use the crossbow to challenge Kokichi to a fight. Some time passed, and Maki made her way to the hangar. She was going to the hangar to kill Kokichi and save the culprit trapped in the bathroom. However, the hangar had an electric barrier preventing her from entering. Fortunately for her, she had an electro hammer to get around the barrier, in a way. She used her electro hammer to disable an exisal and climbed inside. She knew exisals could bypass the barrier, so she got inside one. Around that time, the culprit and Kokichi began their confrontation.
Look at that stupid little smile on his face.
While Kokichi was checking up on them, the culprit ambushed him with a crossbow.
This dude was legit crazy.
But the culprit didn't intend to kill Kokichi. They just wanted to disable him. That's why the culprit aimed for Kokichi's right arm.
And then he's like, eh!
If they really wanted to kill him, they would have shot him in his vitals. Kokichi reeled from the arrow, and the culprit jumped on him immediately.
That's actually a good point. I guess if they had shot him, or if them had shot him in the neck, maybe it would have been quicker, or maybe right to the heart. I don't know.
He didn't want Kokichi to have the chance to summon an exisal with a remote. While they were fighting, something happened that caught them both off guard.
Whoops.
The shutter of the hangar opened, and an exisal stepped inside. Kokichi was definitely not expecting an exisal to interrupt them. He pulled out his remote in an attempt to control the exisal. But Maki leaped out of the cockpit and shot Kokichi with her crossbow.
But
The arrow hit Kokichi right in the back, and it was no normal arrow. The tip was covered in a lethal poison from my lab called Strychnine poison. The poison kills slowly. It seems as if Maki wanted Kokichi to confess before he died. But even with poison in his veins, Kokichi continued to spin his lies. When she had had enough, Maki tried to finish him off with another poisoned arrow. But this time, Maki was the one caught by surprise. To keep Maki from becoming the Blackened, the culprit used their body to shield Kokichi.
Kaido, you... Ah!
The culprit's left arm was struck by a poison arrow. Maki remembered that there was an antidote in my lab and immediately ran off to get it. The strychnine poison slowly circulated through their systems and would soon kill them both. But in that desperate situation, Kokichi thought up a clever lie. He incorporated this unforeseen event into his plan to help him win the killing game.
He had a swiftly moving mind, I'll give him that.
Or should I say, help him defeat Monokuma. That was Kokichi's true objective. It's why he claimed to be the mastermind. Thinking fast, Kokichi closed the shutter so that Maki could not re-enter the hangar. Thus, Kokichi's final lie was set into motion. When Maki returned with the antidote, she couldn't get back inside the hangar. So she went around to the hangar bathroom and passed the antidote through the window. But after the culprit was given the antidote, Kokichi immediately snatched it. Kokichi drank down all of the antidote while the culprit and Maki watched in horror.
So he actually did drink it.
Maki must have been panicking, thinking the only antidote was now gone. She believed that the culprit was going to die from her own poisoned arrow, but it was all another one of Kokichi's lies. He had only pretended to drink the antidote.
So don't tell me that he gulped down the antidote. God. Confused me.
Maki tried desperately to break into the hangar, even slashing the control panel.
Look at Kaido, he's like, oh, don't come in!
But she couldn't get the shutter to open again. Defeated, she had no choice but to leave.
So apparently Kokichi really didn't care about any of us, but he definitely wanted to stick it to Monokuma. Interesting.
After Maki had left, Kokichi took out another weapon. An electrobomb, capable of disabling communication devices for hours.
So the cameras couldn't see.
Kokichi's plan was to use an electrobomb to knock out Monokuma's surveillance cameras. That was why he commissioned Mew to make the bombs in the first place. After detonating an electrobomb, Kokichi coerced the culprit into drinking the antidote. In exchange for the antidote, Kokichi asked the culprit to cooperate with his plan.
Shouldn't you have bargained that with him first? I don't know.
Kokichi needed to work with the culprit to execute his final lie.
Kaido could have just said, well, fuck you, I'm not doing that.
Under normal circumstances, the culprit would never have agreed to such a plan. But because the culprit owed him for saving their life, they agreed to Kokichi's request. Request is a generous term. It was more like blackmail. In any case, the two were now working together as accomplices in an insane plan. There was a lot to prepare, and not a lot of time. They had to work fast. If Kokichi died from the strychnine poison, the whole plan would be ruined. After fabricating the scene in the bathroom, the culprit dragged Kokichi to the hydraulic press.
Hence the blood trail.
This is how the swipe pattern bloodstain from the bathroom to the press was created. Kokichi, with the support of the culprit, stood in front of the press's control panel. The two of them were finally ready to execute the insane lie.
Yeah, I guess he was pretty much
While
dead
Kokichi
anyway,
was setting up the video camera near the hydraulic press's control panel,
with the blood loss and the poison. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess Kaido was thinking either this would completely confuse Monokuma, or at the very least, allow him to go blameless, I guess.
the culprit laid face up inside the press, draping their coat over their shoulders. Then, Kokichi activated the press and the camera's record button at the same time. The hydraulic press came down slowly, all caught on tape for us to see. Normally, the safety function would have triggered, but the electrobomb had disabled it. The press got lower and lower, and just as the culprit disappeared from view, Kokichi pressed the force stop button and the camera's pause button simultaneously. The two then switched places and also switched roles.
A clever ruse, but anyone who's used to editing would notice it.
The culprit and the victim. The would-be victim became our culprit and started up the press and camera. Kokichi had saved the culprit's life because his trick required their cooperation. He wanted to win the killing game, even if it meant dying himself.
And that was that.
And so, Kokichi was crushed by the press, and the whole thing was caught on video. The culprit's left sleeve was dangling from the press, making us think he was the victim. Now alone, the culprit collected the video camera and tore the hydraulic press's power cord so that it could never be raised again. This would make it impossible for us to determine the identity of the crushed body. But there was another reason the victim was killed in this way. It obfuscated the cause of death, making the case that much more difficult to solve. This was all part of Kokichi's plan to create a murder not even Monokuma could figure out. With the press disabled, the culprit returned to the bathroom to flush Kokichi's clothes. Finally, they climbed inside of an exisal to hide and waited with bated breath. And here they are now in this trial, pretending to be Kokichi.
Aren't you?
They're trying to deceive Monokuma in order to defeat the true mastermind. And that's it. That's Kokichi's unidentified culprit trick. The culprit is in that exisal. It's you, isn't it? Kaito Momota, the ultimate astronaut. I'm right, aren't I? That's you in there, isn't it, Kaito?
Really? Is it really, Kaito?
It is.
I must reluctantly agree with Shuichi's deduction.
Man! Shuichi sure loves his crazy deductions!
Kaido, please stop.
You're still not gonna admit it?
admit it, but it's wrong.
Please stop.
But logically speaking, his deduction tracks.
If it's really Kaito in there, he would have admitted it by now.
Was Shuichi's reasoning wrong somehow?
No. No, my detective work was flawless. It's the truth. I'm sure that Kaito is inside that Exisal. So why is Kaito still fighting me? Was this about Monokuma? Or is there another aspect to this?
You claim everything is set, and that's it. You don't have any evidence, do you? You all think the body was switched when the hydraulic press stopped for a moment. But that's just speculation in the end. No evidence to back it up. So if we reverse our reverse way of thinking, then it's likely I didn't do anything, right? It's totally possible that the body switching never happened and Kaito is dead. Not just possible, it's the actual truth.
Give it up, Kaito.
It's true, there's no proof that the bodies were switched.
No, we should trust Shuichi's deduction. I'm sure everything will be okay. This emotion I've learned, I believe you call it faith. That's what I feel right now.
Hope.
That's right. We have to believe in Shuichi.
Well, I don't care either way. But if you guys get it wrong, you'll have to deal with Monokuma.
Wow, look who's suddenly really quiet.
What will the results of this voting time be? If Monokuma makes a mistake, he won't be able to execute anyone, right? Then it will be my victory. And that will ruin the entire killing game.
Ruined. I see. So that's your objective. Yeah, no kidding! You mean to ruin the killing game itself? That's why Kaito has been so stubborn all this time. But what does he mean by ruin, exactly? Monokuma can do whatever he wants to the rules. How do you ruin something like that? What would be the point?
Come on, Monokuma. Start the voting already.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. Sheesh! Let's proceed with voting time, shall we?
Let's.
Sorry I fell short of your expectations, but I'm pretty sure I won't make any mistakes.
Yeah, get out of my party. You suck.
'Cause I got the ultimate detective's airtight logic on my side.
Now I know. The whole truth and why. I believe in my own logic. And I believe in Kaito. From this point on, it's not about logic. It's about how far I'm willing to go! I believe in you, Kaito. Not as a detective, but as Shuichi Saihara.
Can I just say something? I'd like to have one last conversation before we vote.
One last conversation?
There's more to talk about?
You see, before we vote, there's something I have to say. I just need you all to listen.
This is weird.
All right, let's pin this down. Who is inside that exisal?
Kaito, right?
That's what you said, isn't it?
Kokichi's the one who died. And the culprit is Kaito standing right there.
Isn't that correct?
Of course not! I would never die!
I trust Shuichi.
Kaido is trying to ruin the game. That's why he's hiding the truth. I don't know exactly why, but he's putting his life on the line for it. So to put my faith in him, this is the only way. Everything that we've determined up to now. What if I turned it all on its head? Yes. I need to lie.
All right, let's pin this down. Who is inside that exisal?
Kaito, right?
That's what you said, isn't it?
Kokichi's the one who died.
All right, let's pin this down. Who is inside that exisal?
Kaito, right?
That's what you said, isn't it?
Kokichi's the one who died.
I'll reveal the truth. Kokichi, I'm sorry. I just can't lie for you anymore.